Alright guys, I know it's been a really long time since we last covered Fairytail, but since we asked you in the community tab on what you want us to cover and talk about, a lot of you were saying Fairytail, I want Fairytail anime monster, please, provide me what I want. So just like all the other anime like we did for Naruto, I might as well cover all the shit since at the end of the anime they all get together and fall in love somehow. So of course we are covering Juvia. That sounds weird. Juvia. Sorry guys. So we have done 10 things you didn't know about videos on both these characters 2 years ago, so check them out too after this. Anyways, this is one of my preferred relationships within the Fairytail series, especially with how well these two characters work together. Personally, Gray is in my top 5 favorite characters from this anime. Let me know in the comment section what Fairytail topic we should do next and what couple to explain. So without further ado, since you guys are itching for your fix, let's go balls deep and cue the intro. As you guys should understand, Fairytail is a series that revolves itself around friendships with its typical shonen bullshit. But what really makes it stand out is the exposure certain couples get, and it's actually acknowledged. Hiro Mishima, the creator of Fairytail, embedded this idea of coupling characters before any proper action had taken place in the anime and manga. Now, I'm not saying it was completely evident that a certain couple were being shipped at the beginning, but let's just take a look at Natsu and Lucy's first meeting, for example. These two were practically made for each other and caused immediate havoc in the fanbase. I mean, I know a lot of girls in real life were like, oh my god, Lucy needs to go with Natsu, and they were going crazy to me all the time. I don't know what to say. Nonetheless, Hiro Mishima's concepts to using this technique of coupling various characters together before inputting a major arc is pretty genius if you tell me, because it's so simple-minded and only adds more tension as well as meaning towards the development of the plot. That of course always involves the concept of friendship and bonds, and it's easy for him to write on a weekly basis with this type of theme. I mean, I know it's not only me that knows for a fact that every single character is a Mary Sue or Gary Stu in Fairytail. At least for me, it felt that way whilst reading it towards the end of the manga. I mean, we know none of these guys are gonna die because somehow a speech about friendship is gonna make someone go overpowered and wreck everything. You think that attacked her Urza and killed her? Are you dumb? Bitch, what are you talking about? She's alive with a new ecchi armor that's gonna destroy the guy, of course. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What the hell does this have to do with Gray and Juvia anime balls deep? Well, of course, this was the exact same style Gray and Juvia were first introduced and how many fans began shipping them together. Although it may seem cliche, their bout which decided their fate was befitting for a couple of their stature. So for you avid Fairytail fans out there, the beginning of this comedic relationship all started during the Phantom Lord arc, when the Phantom Lord Guild declared war against Fairytail. Sudden matchups began to happen, such as Natsu vs Gajil and Gray vs Juvia. Gray and Juvia's first very encounter was indeed an odd one because Juvia's main goal was to capture Lucy. However, she fell in love with Gray at first glance because, you know, he's such a sexy beast. Just check out this throwback clip.
So, Juvia の負けだわ。ごきげんよう。おいおいおい、なんじゃそりゃ。ジュビアのウォーターロックから自力で脱出するなんて、これが氷の魔導士の力。美しい。水と氷、なんて運命的なの。やっと見つけたジュビアのプリンス。
Knowing the difference of Juvia then and now is seriously amazing, the way she has developed as a character towards the end of the series. At least now she can just about keep her hormones in check when looking at Gray. I mean, beforehand, her ovaries were getting ready for some seed, you know what I'm saying? But now she's calmed down a bit. Moving onwards to Juvia joining the Fairytail Guild, her motive for teaming up with them was obviously due to Gray's impact on her. At this moment of time in the series, it was a one-sided love affair with Gray honestly not giving any shits at all.
Will you make my lunch every day?
Yes, and we'll have 33 babies. I'm so happy I can cry.
Hey, can you guys do me a favor?
So as seen in this clip, upon Juvia's arrival at the guild, she started off discreetly flirting with Gray by doing some stalker-like favors. You could say she pulled a Hinata on him, but Juvia went to all kinds of extremes, fam. But then again, she is throwing herself at Gray, and he doesn't even acknowledge her even once. Moving down the timeline throughout their relationship in the Daphne arc, even though this one is more fillerish, we did get to finally see Gray and Juvia's first serious moment between each other. Usually we'd be seeing more comedic skits being played out between the two, however with the situation seeming as if Gray had turned rogue against the guild, Juvia immediately came into defense of her man, whether he was guilty or not.
You're pathetic! Leave him alone! Don't you dare call him that! My beloved Gray would never turn his back on Fairytail! What happened to hearing both sides of the story before you start accusing someone? I have faith in him even if the rest of you don't! I always will!
That's enough. It's alright. You're supposed to take me to see Gramps, right? I'm ready unless you want to sit around and chat some more.
Regardless of the situation, Gray was deemed innocent, and it was a breakthrough for Gray and Juvia's very first attack together, and this was the Unison Raid on the Dragonoid which had captured Natsu. This attack alone was able to defeat all of the lizard men successfully.
Make this happen, but it means we're gonna have to work together. So will you help me out? Please.
I will.
Magic fusion!
Next up is the Tenno Island arc, as it has a massive turning point in the Fairytail franchise. Not only did it contain a 7-year time skip, but it also held events which introduced particular characters that would turn the tide in this specific universe. The likes of Zeref and Mavis had been introduced alongside their unworldly abilities. Anyways, our attention will only be focusing on Gray and Juvia. Gray and Juvia's most impactful moment had come near the climax of the arc, with Juvia facing off against Meredy, if you all remember. This fight in itself showed very clear signs that Gray and Juvia were destined for each other, as Meredy planted a sensory link on Gray and Juvia so that they both feel the same pain, thus worrying Juvia for Gray's safety. With Juvia managing to defeat Meredy with the special Tok no Jutsu fam, Altair appears with the intention of killing Juvia, but not so fast, you ain't going nowhere.
Why you fucking coming fast?
Gray comes out of nowhere saving the day, and you know, it's another moment between the two. And of course, this had only led to Gray and Juvia's day-to-day comedy. I guess that's just how Hiro Mishima wants these two to function, right? Always bringing out a ray of light even through the darkest of arcs, symbolizing their unison and how they get along together, and you know, they're a power couple of the series. So with the time skip out of the way, we are now in the Grand Magic Games arc, guys, with Fairytail going into a slump whilst the main characters were in slumber on the Tenno Island. Anywho, with their return in the guild, they are forced to face countless battles during these Olympic-esque fights to redeem the status of the once powerful Fairytail guild, right? So this arc consisted of many ups and downs, but yet again prevailing who the true power couple in this series is. When you combine chemistry and strength, Gray and Juvia face off against Lion and Shelia, but anything's possible for them once they fight in unison, defeating them with ease, increasing their bond, increasing their feelings. Juvia wants to go balls deep, you know what I'm saying. This arc did end with the sentiment for the both of them, as Gray sweeps in to save Juvia's life yet again, and I seriously can't believe that even in this point of the anime and manga, this was still classed as a one-sided love affair, bruh. But my man should have claimed Juvia by now and busted all kinds of nuts or something, like have a kid or date her or something, at least. Like, geez, I mean, the girl wants you, what's stopping you? It doesn't make sense. Anyways, rant aside, as an unnoticed shot from a minion makes its way towards a distracted Juvia, Gray takes the leap of faith and takes the shot right into his chest, immediately pronouncing his death. But that's not all. I know you've all seen this scene many times, but Altair pulls a Shonen Fix the Plot no Jutsu and reverses time by just a minute before Gray's death and keeping him alive. If you still tell me this is a one-sided love affair,
I'm gonna kill myself! Wow.
I'm going to kill myself and it's your fault!
So we finally made it, guys, the Tartarus arc, or shall I say the Gray and Juvia arc. Being able to lastly find out Gray's feelings towards Juvia, it was as satisfying as it could have get. Even though there was no confession at all, we're able to feel the emotions between the two throughout this part, and a lot more backstory behind Gray's unfortunate past. Hiro Mishima really wanted to announce that there is no longer a shitty one-sided love affair between these two, and Gray truly does have feelings for Juvia, which didn't come as a surprise, because with the amount of evidence I've told you by now and the amount of times Gray has saved her life, it was bound to happen. Thank you for that. The Tartarus arc maintains its focus on Gray and his father known as Silver, who was reincarnated by Keese, all for the purpose of experimentation. Now, let me just say now, I know I'm going to make pronunciation errors here because these names are really hard to pronounce and I probably butchered it throughout this whole video. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. On the other hand, Juvia is battling Keese, and throughout telepathy, Silver, who is Gray's dad, jokingly asks if she was Gray's woman, and she respectfully declines and claims it's just a one-sided affair, however, and then this arc just ends in despair with the death of Silver. Although this moment did bring a dark phase onto Gray's personality, it was all topped off when the one and only Juvia went to console him at his father's gravesite. Now this is a major for us Juvia fans because it's about time we got to see Gray relying on Juvia for once rather than the other way round. So now it's confirmed and we're getting more information that this is being shipped together. So now I am going to give a warning, this is manga territory only. I don't think the anime has catch up so far. So if you don't enjoy any spoilers, then I suggest you close your eyes and ears and, you know, just click off the video. So as of this moment in the Alvarez Empire arc, Gray's body is situated with black magic dwelling within his heart. Invel the Winter Mage proclaims that if he is able to kill Juvia, he will awaken powers with all of the guilt built up inside of him, enough to defeat END single-handedly. Invel forces Gray and Juvia to fight each other against their own will by controlling them. However, Juvia's initial plan was to kill herself mid-fight so that she doesn't need to hurt Gray because she loves him so much, but they simultaneously kill themselves. Like, fam, this is one of those Romeo and Juliet type shit. Anyways, if this doesn't clarify their love for each other, then I don't know what will. Gray starts to explain the reason he did it was because he did not want to hurt Juvia. At first, Gray started to say he didn't want to hurt a comrade, but immediately corrected himself and said, "No, I did not want to hurt you," indicating that Juvia is more than a friend to him, thus confirming his feelings for her. Gray then wakes up to find Juvia's blood flowing within him, and as always, Gray goes sicko mode. Gray pulverizes Invel with pure ease, fam, and then continuing on his rage against a demonic Natsu, but upon hearing Juvia's voice telling him she's safe, he drops down to his knees and he breaks down. They both pass out on top of each other, and ding 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 ding, ship confirmed. So with the creator of Fairy Tail, Hiro Mishima, putting an end to the manga recently, there have been endless of speculation behind the various couples within the series. For example, whether we will see their families for the new generation similar to how Boruto did with Naruto. So Hiro Mishima hasn't spilled much secrets out yet due to Fairy Tail ending is quite new, but he has confirmed himself in interviews that he knows that they are in love and they are together, and he always posts his artwork himself on Twitter with them two together and being in love and a possible kid that they are having. So it might be quite erotic, but it does confirm that Hiro himself acknowledges that they are a couple, and he has also created Fairy Tail side story 413 Days focusing on Gray and Juvia, containing a color cover of Juvia with quotes such as, "In magazine special, we have Juvia and Gray's secret story. You've never seen Gray make this face before," and "Time is a ribbon with many folds, formed from our past together and our future yet to come." Now, many of these quotes can be found from the side story and pretty much confirm the ship and that they are together at the end of Fairy Tail. Hiro Mishima has also posted pictures of drawings and containing Natsu and Lucy's children and Gray and Juvia's child. Just take a look at this and tell me what you think in the comment section. Even throughout some fan events after the ending of Fairy Tail, Hero has also produced images of Gray and Juvia's child for his fans, meaning it has definitely become canon. That's what I'm trying to say basically. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know what couple I should cover next or what topics about Fairy Tail I should do. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter and check out our other videos on other anime on this channel, and I'll see you next time.